Jesus Christ, I freaking love tahini. I don't know who invented it, but God, I love them so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's your boy, Hoopy, aka Olin. We're just going to go ahead and cut all the pretenses. My last video did pretty well. A lot of people were asking about my regional experience, and basically wanted to make a video about the top 5 things that I learned going to a regional. Number 5, go with friends. Or, if you go alone, make some. This can start at your local level, at your community. You start by building people that you play with, obviously, whether it be online, in person, preferably. For me personally, it was a lot more fun and it was more of an enjoyable experience when I went to a regional with people that I played with on the weekends and stuff. Specifically, I wanted to give a shout out to Harrison, Dylan, and Keith. I liked having someone to bounce ideas off of and kind of like get ideas for deck builds, for sideboards, for potential matchups that we would be seeing, what the meta is looking like, how the game is going to be shifting over the next couple of months with Attack on Titan being released next month. There's a lot coming down the pipeline that we have to kind of consider for the next year of this game coming out. When you get there, be sure to just chat people up. Say, hey, where are you guys from? I know people are socially awkward. Me, I am a social butterfly. I love talking to people. Sometimes I luck out. I actually met David Toombs in the first round of the regional, sat right next to the guy, and I was like, I will be. Other usual suspects, I think Tim Keefe was there. I think Tam Cardwell was there. I think he had like his little camera set up and everything, which was pretty dope because, I mean, he was live streaming the entire time. Super cool. Really laid back people. But it's also nice going with friends of your own because then when you are in between rounds or you have that first night that's over with, you can kind of go back to the hotel room or go back to the hotel lobby or something and be like, all right, so this is what I experienced. Which leads me to number 4. Have a plan going in. Do not be like me where I build 3 potential decks and I wait till the night before to go, yep, I'm playing this one. Now, I will link in the description below from the UVS website of the Ryukyu 1 deck build that I played with at regionals. And you for yourself will be able to see why I went 3, 4, and 1. You want to take that time to practice. You want to focus on one deck in particular, one character in particular, whether it be a net deck or something with the meta or against the meta or something that you think will surprise a lot of people. Elder Toguro, I don't think a lot of people were actually expecting Elder Toguro to make as deep of a run into the playoff as he did. I commend him regardless because, I mean, we were seeing Ghidorahs, Rodans, Godzillas. Shout out to the Hawks player that made top cuts. That was pretty crazy. And what's funny is that Keith was actually talking and toying with the idea of playing Hawks, but instead he played Toga because he's a meta-loving bitch boy. Anyway, so having a plan going in is very crucial because the month, even 2 months leading into a regional is crucial. It's taking that time to realize, oh, this is what my character does. These are the opponents that I'm going to see or potentially see. It also goes back to number 5 where I said making friends and like building your community is also very important because when you only have on average of 5 to 6 players in your local scene, you're not going to see a whole lot of different characters being played. Granted, what you can do is proxy decks in for like Endeavor or Ghidorah or any of like the main meta decks that are being played right now. That way you can kind of get some reps in against them. If not, I highly suggest joining the various discords that are available. All of that is at your disposal. And I mean, there's always going to be people that will want to play on Tabletop Simulator. There's great mods for that. Tabletop Simulator, playing over webcam events. Yeah, it's just really important. Number 3. Number 3 is everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Thank you, Mike Tyson, for that wonderful little factoid circa 1984 or something like that. Anyway, post it right there. You can have a plan going in. I played 8 rounds. one of which was a drop where no one actually played. And what was weird is that it was round six. My opponent for round six didn't show up. For the month and a half leading up to regionals, a lot of me and my friends were like, okay, well, we're going to see Endeavor. We're going to see younger Toguro trying to make a comeback. We're going to see the Godzilla decks coming around. We're going to see Rodan being played. We're going to see, the Ghidorah and Godzilla and maybe a Mothra. Like we were just going down the list of like the usual suspects, as it were. RNG does not give a shit about your plans. And that starts from the very beginning of playing this game. The whole game revolves around random number generation. Now, granted, I get it. I know that it's not technically random. When you shuffle the deck, the cards are already there. Whatever you're getting next, it's already set in stone. It's not completely like random. Anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. The next step that I'm trying to say is out of those 8 rounds, I played 3. I played 3 decks that I actually kind of somewhat prepared for. Toga, Endeavor, and Mecha Godzilla. I was expecting any of the Ghidorahs, the Godzilla decks, someone was going to play those characters. Now, what surprised me was the other 4 rounds that I played. Round 1, I played Pony. Pony Tsunatori, which that little demon, I'm going to throw that card up right here. If you haven't seen it already, go do some research on it. It is a nightmare to play against. A 7-hander, 22 health. It's dumb. The horn counters are changing the game, and I swear, I don't know. I swear up and down that character's going to be a problem. That character's going to be a problem before too long. Just the draw power, the fact that she can build into 3 of the most powerful like symbols with fire, earth, and water. Every card that she plays is essentially letting her have more draw power against you. And in a game where random number generation is king, and much like any other trading card game where it's all about how many cards you draw or what you're being played, the one thing that people forget about is it doesn't matter how many cards you burn and play and like mill or whatever. Her whole kit is designed to my hand that I have right here is not the hand that I want. It's a good hand, but it could be better. And she basically just filters. She's just playing this, building that, drawing this, discarding this, drawing 2. It was great to watch. Now, did I enjoy going 0-2 against her round 1? No. No, I did not. It was not fun. I felt like I was watching my credit score get depleted in front of me. I walked out of there at a 484. The system does not care about what you kind of prepare for. Round 1, played Pony. I was like, okay, can't sideboard into this. I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. How am I going to try to like mitigate this damage that I'm seeing? It's like, here's 12 damage. Okay, cool. They took it, and she pokes me for like 7, 8, walk the dog. And I was like, I hate life right now. Anyway, round 2 was Endeavor, somewhat prepared for. The player that I was playing against, they were from Florida, super chatty, really appreciated them because it was nice being able to just kind of talk to people. Because again, I'm a chatty Cathy. I like talking to people. Playing the Endeavor, where it was the meta, and playing against that deck knowing, oh, I am on a timer. I need to play really fast. That was kind of stressful, but I did end up losing 1-2. We went to 3 games, which I felt kind of proud of because it was like, okay, I'm making some changes in my sideboard that are kind of like changing the game a little bit. It also came down to me just checking bad, like checking 4 attacks in a row. It was tough. Like how do I prepare for that? I can't change that. And essentially what I'm saying is that RNGesus wanted my tithes, and I didn't go to church the night before, and I paid for it. The next round, I played Mushroom Girl, which I cannot remember her name off the top of my. It's Minori or Minora or something like that. Anyway, I played Mushroom Girl in round 3. That was one that I was completely taken. Like, I was shocked. I was taken aback, to say the least. I was like, what does this character do? I'm sorry, I gotta read that card? Okay. All right, cool. Okay, I have a mushroom counter on me now. Okay, I have several mushroom counters. Cool. Again, you got to go in having a plan. And sometimes some person is going to play that one character that's going to be completely out of left field from the back 40. We went to 3 games against Mushroom, and I was telling my friends when I left, I was like, if I lost game 3 to a character that I'm never going to see like ever be played again, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit this game, and I'm going to Flesh and Blood or literally anything else. Round 4, I played Mecha Godzilla Kiryu. That was a nightmare because, again, draw power, draw is king. If you're not the fastest person on the field, you got to be drawing cards. Kiryu, with its automatic play a 5 diff, draw a card. Good God. It was rough. Anyway, drew against that one. There was my draw. So currently, I'm now sitting at this tournament 1, 2, and 1. We go into breaks. We come back, round 5. I'm playing against Mountain Lady on Void. I play Mountain Lady on Void at my locals. I'm used to this deck, and that deck he was playing, it was, modified and everything. It was great. It was a really fun game. Like, it was a whole lot of back and forth where UQ does a shit ton of damage and Mount Lady does the same exact thing. She builds up counters. We swing for face. It was a good old time. The fellow that I was playing against, I mean, we just had a jaunty old time. Just we were just like, all right, put up your dukes. Let's do this. Round 6, I got a break. For a whole hour, I was like, I hate this game. Round 7, I play against a Mei Hatsume. I win in 2 games because the person that I was playing against, I feel like they were a new player, but they were also playing someone that they kind of built the night before. Like, I almost could tell that they weren't used to like the synergy that Mei does with all the assets and the tools and the building and all that other stuff. That's where I felt kind of bad. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then the last round that I played, it was a Toga. I wish you could have made Top Cut. Sorry you didn't make Top Cut, buddy. One thing that gets me about card games is when you and your opponent both know that you can swing for game and they bait it out almost, and like every single little jab, it's like, come on, man, just swing out. I got 2 cards in hand. I have 2 foundations readied up, and my character isn't one of them. My character's tapped down. You and I both know we're not going to block this if you have this thing above 8 speed. Number 2. The second thing that I learned about going to a regional is sideboard. Your sideboard is going to be your best friend at any competitive level like this. Now, I always understood how sideboards are going to be a thing, whether it be at local events or regionals or whatever. Like, it's a very important thing. Reason why is because when you sideboard, you're thinking about the matchup that I could potentially get into. How can I change and mitigate the number game of, if I take my 2 diffs out and I put 0 diffs in, what is that going to do to my hand? What is that going to do to my checks? There's a lot of mental math going on, a lot of mental load. It's important to have a sideboard because it's giving you something in your back pocket where you can go, game 1, I got rolled. It was let's say, I had 22 health left and he swung out for 24 in a single turn, something. There's a lot of points in this game where there is turn 2 and turn 3 that you are just swinging for game. Like, that's just how the game works sometimes. It's really fast paced. I love it. But the sideboard helps you go, okay, game 1 sucked. How can I fix game 2 going forward? If game 2 works and we go to game 3, I don't have to change much more after that. After that, it's all about what I'm shuffling, what my checks are, what RNGesus is going to give me. There's a lot of factors going in. Number 2, sideboard. You got to build a sideboard of 10 cards that are going to change the game for you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not game 1. Game 1 is letting your opponent get all of his, energy out. And then game 2 and 3, that's when you come back. That's when you figure it out, you lock in, and you go, okay, these 4 cards that I'm about to add in and take out, or even if you take out 10 and then put the other 10 from your sideboard in or whatever, or maybe not, I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Again, I've only been playing this game for like 5 months. So what do I know? Number one thing that I learned from regionals. And for me, I feel like it's more of a personal thing. And no, it's not. Just have fun. Look, I love having fun with my cats, my nephews, my family, my friends, I like having fun at home. When I play Universus or any other card game and I'm sitting across from somebody, we ain't friends no more. It's competitive. That's just how it is for me. Like, I'm just a competitive person. Be polite. Just be polite. That's the number one thing that I learned about regionals. You have a lot of people of different age groups, of different backgrounds. It's like any other trading card game out there. You're going to have different types of people playing this game. People who have played this game for a very long time, people who have played this game for just a couple of months. You just got to be nice enough to say, hey, hold on a second. I don't know what that card does. Can I see what that card says? Or, hey, I don't want to be rude, but you said response and you did this, but I don't know where that response is coming from. Can you break that down for me? Now, I know that there's probably going to be two camps. There's going to be camps of, well, if you go to a regional, you got to know every single card that's, ever been made or blah, blah, blah. Or you should go to a regional and treat it like, your local store event. Like, just, have fun or, whatever. I'm kind of in the middle. If you're going to go, you got to have a mindset of the person that I'm playing across from. They got their own stuff going on. They're frustrated. I'm frustrated. I've been here for 2 days and we've been playing 7 rounds. And by the 7th round, I'm like, this deck ain't working for me anymore. And I want to trash it. I will say, just be polite. Go in with some water, maybe some snacks if they'll if it's not being provided, try to provide your own snacks in some way, shape, or form. Enjoy the game. Try to understand that as you're learning, and if they're already, if they know everything that there is to know about Universus, then congratulations, they might as well be a designer for the game. Some of them are, some of them have been. It is what it is. The game is such a niche community that right now, with everything that's going on as it is, it's so important to just take a breath, be polite, and be like, hey, I like this game too, even though it hates me sometimes. Anyway, that was my 5 things I learned at a regional, and I will probably see you guys next time. Pass your checks and don't top deck. Thanks for tuning in, guys.